Hello. Today is January 27th, so it is the beginning of the second week of the legislative session. It's actually a little after 5 p.m., so it's at the end of a long day. Just to let you know some of the stuff we've talked about today, I just came from an electricity reliability meeting. So we are looking at legislation that would help ensure lowest cost dispatch around the whole rail belt, trying to lower costs and increase efficiency of our electric transmission system. So that was one subject. Right before that meeting, I was in Health Committee, and we were talking about the fees, the rates that are being charged at the Pioneer Home. As many of you with senior members in your family may realize, last year the governor proposed a significant escalation, in some cases more than 100% increase in fees at the Alaska Pioneer Home. So we're looking at a piece of legislation that would moderate those somewhat. Again, focusing on the intent of caring for Alaska's seniors in a really solid way. So that was a discussion. Earlier this morning in Finance Committee, which I attend every one, we were talking about the state of cash flows. So you'll find a link in this newsletter to that meeting today. It was pretty interesting. There's a pretty lengthy PowerPoint, but in that meeting and in the document that you'll find online, you'll actually find the fund balances for our savings accounts, and you'll hear the discussion that went on about what the minimum amount we should be keeping in our savings should be. So it's very informative. Again, there'll be a link to this in the newsletter, so I hope you find that helpful. A few things that perhaps you've noticed have come out. The governor has decided, his administration has decided not to send Alaska's prisoners to the lower 48, so that's a good thing. A lot of us felt that that would be actually sending them to crime university. In other words, going to large prisons in the lower 48, they would be exposed to much more aggressive criminal acts, and so we felt like that would be a bad idea. They are looking now at opening the Palmer Correctional Facility, which is a large facility that we've built. I don't believe it's actually ever been functional. The problem has been lack of correction officers. So recruitment efforts are underway to staff the facility. The reading bill came out, let's see now, that was last week, I think. It seems like a long time ago, but I think it was actually on Friday that it had its first hearing. This is Senate Bill 6, and it focuses on reading competency by the end of third grade. Great points in it. The governor has a very similar bill, so this is under discussion. It would really target helping teachers convey those reading skills. You know, an interesting statistic is that nationally, 41% of folks that are incarcerated do not have their high school diplomas. Alaska has one of the highest percentages of incarcerated folks who in prison earn their GED. That's great news. They're earning their GED while in prison. Wouldn't it be better if they had actually graduated from high school to begin with the rest of their class? A lot of times they give up on that high school diploma because they're not good readers. So that's a bill that we're hoping does really well. The Alaska Marine Highway. You probably are aware by now that we had an opportunity and made an effort to override some budget cuts in the Alaska Marine Highway. That did not come to pass, but we do know that the Alaska Marine Highway needs attention. You'll see a piece in this newsletter that details a bit more, a working group on reshaping the Marine Highway. So that information is contained in this newsletter. Take a look at it if that's something you might be interested in. The working group is actually taking applications right now, and you may want to apply for that. So these are just a few of the things that we're working on. In the newsletter, you'll see upcoming bills this coming week. Lots of stuff is happening. There's also a link that will help you find a way to call in to testify or to listen live to the committee meetings. You can certainly send in testimony, by the way, also in writing, and you can send that in to the committee chairperson, wherever the bill is, at any time. So please contribute, give your input. Thanks so much for listening to this newsletter video, and I'll see you again next week.